stirring message to the rest of the world about the dreams of freedom and justice can never be extinguished by injustice and intimidation. I have a lot to say on this subject, but I will be brief because we will get sooner to the point. I'll just say that in the United States Congress, we are swiftly advancing the bipartisan Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. We thank Chairman McGovern for his hearing and Representative Smith for their leadership on this bill. Chairman Smith's leadership on this goes way back. In fact, in this particular bill, four times. We're different Congresses, so thank you for your leadership. To reaffirm commitment to democracy, human rights, and the rule of law in the face of Beijing's crackdown. We will bring this bill to the floor as soon as possible. The bill is bipartisan, just as Congress's commitment to the people of Hong Kong is. Democrats and Republicans in the House and the Senate enthusiastically support this legislation. We stand united with Dr. Wong, with Nathan Moss, and Denise Howell, and all who are fighting for a more peaceful, hopeful future. With that, I'm pleased to go to Mr. McCall. We're waiting for the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Mr. Engel, but we're honored to still have with us the champion for democratic freedom, Mr. McCall, the ranking member of the committee, Mr. McCall.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank our freedom fighters here, our human rights activists. I want to thank Congressman Smith, the government, for bringing this important legislation, which will be marked up next week on our committee. Today we stand here not as Republicans or Democrats, but as Americans united in our strong support for Hong Kong. And next week we will mark up the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act in our committee, the Foreign Affairs Committee, the most bipartisan committee on the Hill. And I'd like to speak directly to the people of Hong Kong. America stands with you, and America will always support you. We hear you sing our national anthem. We see you carrying our American flag. This is a battle between democracy versus dictatorship, liberty versus tyranny, and freedom versus oppression. This press conference will be seen on the front pages in the Communist Chinese Party and in Hong Kong. We all stand here today as Americans united with freedom-loving peoples in Hong Kong. The world will not stand by idly as the Chinese Communist Party continues to commit human rights violations. So next week, we will move this bill forward. We will show China there will be consequences to their ruthless and brutal actions. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Good morning. I was formally introduced by the Speaker, which is always an honor. And let me say that as Chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, I'm honored to be here with these incredibly brave activists who are standing up to intimidation and persevering in the pursuit of justice. They're doing so with great personal risk to their safety, and they deserve our unwavering support and admiration. That's why I'm proud that we will be advancing the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. We hope to have it in the Foreign Affairs Committee next week. This act sends a strong message to Beijing that today, in 2019, 30 years after the massacre in Tiananmen Square, Chinese authorities will not get away with using violence and intimidation to squash the fundamental freedoms, freedom of speech, of assembly, of demonstration, that are guaranteed by law to the people of Hong Kong. It also sends a message that Beijing's attempt to undermine Hong Kong's autonomy is not just a problem for the people of Hong Kong, it's a concern of the United States as well. I want to thank Speaker Pelosi, who's been in the forefront of this, who's been pushing at every angle, every time to come up with legislation like this, and I'm very honored to work with her on it. I want to also praise my colleague on the Foreign Affairs Committee, Representative Chris Smith, for his leadership on this issue as well. Let me say in conclusion, when it comes to Hong Kong, as you just heard from Mr. McCall, Democrats and Republicans in Congress are on the same side, the side of the people of Hong Kong, the side of democracy and human rights, and we're not going to ever be on the wrong side. And we'll always be standing with the brave people of Hong Kong. Thank you.
Chairman, now we have the privilege of hearing from some of our very special guests, and we'll start with the champion for freedom in Hong Kong, Jason Long. Joshua is emblazoned all over our office. He's a hero to us every day. Welcome, Joshua.
It's my honor and pleasure to be invited, and I strongly recognize today is the remarkable day to show how the new bipartisan consensus on China foreign policy, under the uprising China model and the hardline suppression of President Xi to Hong Kong, Hong Kongers never walk alone in the front line to confront hardline dictatorship. In such an uphill battle, we will be downhearted or depressed. But in the past 3 months, in such summer of discontent, we strongly realize people in the free world strongly support Hong Kong people continue our fight. Today is a remarkable day, also emphasize how the efforts of Hong Kongers in the past 3 months is not only included inside Hong Kong, but also overseas Hong Kongers, no matter Anna, Jeffrey, and Brian based in the United States, and others of our friends live all around the world to show that we stand as one, we stand in solidarity. Hong Kongers never walk alone, and we will continue our uphill battle until the day we enjoy freedom and democracy. Thank you for showing the bipartisan consensus. It really impressed Hong Kongers. Thank you.
It's my honor to be here to witness this extraordinary and incredible movement that is being dedicated to the freedom fighter in Hong Kong. For Hong Kong, autonomy, democracy and rule of law has always been our core values, and I believe that by the introduction and passage of the bill, it will usher into another new era of US-Hong Kong relationship that we both preserving this value and make it into our priority into the long fight of our journey. In China, they always say that, and Xi Jinping has quoted that, China is not going to walk into the path of rule of law but introduced by the Western countries. And I believe that transplanting this idea into Hong Kong will witness a huge crackdown of our rule of law system, with more than 1,500 of people arrested in a recent protest, with the youngest age at age 12. And we witnessed excessive force used by the police force and our fellow protesters that to face rubber bullets and some other lethal weapons on a daily basis. And the police force has no checks and balances, and they could do whatever they want. They could treat our fellow citizens with the brutal force they use and without any consequences. This is an obvious eruption of our rule of law. Now I believe that our rule of law is the protection of Hong Kong people and guarantees our prosperity and our future. So it is important that we realize without the protection of democracy, our rule of law is so fragile that it could be diminished in a glimpse by the authority. So I believe that fighting for democracy, fighting for autonomy, and also preserving our rule of law will be our future direction. And I do believe that our fellow citizens in Hong Kong, they're standing in solidarity and supporting the bill, and also we're looking forward to a brand new Hong Kong and also preserving the freedom not only in Hong Kong but in Asia and in the world. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am a singer and pro-democracy activist from Hong Kong. We have been overwhelmed and touched by the warm welcome that we have received these 2 days, whether it was at a hearing today chaired by Chairman McCubbin, and also today, I am so thankful to Madam Speaker Pelosi for having us here at this very difficult but also very empowering time in Hong Kong, where this millions of people in Hong Kong in widespread participation from all walks of life. It is not only the young people, but really everyone who believes in these universal values and who want to protect our city from the erosion of our democracy. Everyone have been standing in the streets together as one. So I want to thank the Congress for giving us the support, because this is a message to these Hong Kong people that we are not isolated in this fight. We are in the forefront of this very global fight for universal values. So thank you so much, and we are in solidarity. Thank you.
I'd just would like some of our other guests to do a shout out of their name and affiliation.
Anna Chung from Hong Kong, DC, the new NGO just organized and also launched yesterday.
Yeah, I'm Jeffrey Mo. I'm with the sister of Joshua and Nathan, and we don't have to support this bill. We look forward to get it passed.
I'm Ron. I'm an activist from Hong Kong and now a graduate student at the University of Washington.
Just stand. Wait a second.
I'm Sam Chu. I'm the Managing Director with Anna of the new Hong Kong Democracy Council that is supporting and raising support and mobilizing Hong Kongers here in the U.S. And in support of this great bipartisan leadership that we're seeing.
Well, what an honor it is for us as members of Congress to take an oath to protect and defend our Constitution and all the freedoms contained therein, to see these champions for freedom in Hong Kong make the fight that they're making for not only Hong Kong, but for universal human rights. The withdrawal of the extradition bill was a success that you had. It's welcome news, but as you all know, it's not enough. Much more must be done to fully realize the legitimate aspirations of the Hong Kong people in the guaranteed order of one country, two systems. People of Hong Kong deserve the future of justice and autonomy and freedom from fears that they were promised in basic law and for which they have long been courageously fighting. The pro-Beijing leadership in Hong Kong must ensure a political system accountable to the people, including guaranteed universal suffrage, as has been mentioned, and investigating police violence. We associate ourselves with those aspirations and the larger aspirations of respecting the dignity and the worth of every person in Hong Kong. I've said over and over in many circumstances that we cannot let commercial interest drive our policy. If we do not speak up because of commercial interest in support of human rights in China, we use all moral authority to speak up for them any other place in the world. So we thank the leaders of Hong Kong for holding up, challenging the conscience, not only of the Chinese government, but the conscience of the world. We thank them for joining us, and we are very proud of leadership in the Congress in a bipartisan way to be supportive of the courage of the people of Hong Kong and of their efforts. Thank you all very much.